Okay. Hello. Sorry, I was just reading a book and I was like, oh, I'm going live. Okay. Whoopsie doopsie. So, hello, everyone. Welcome to the very first of the Queer or Not live show discussion thingamajigs. So, our first book for this book club was Of the Wild by E. Wamholm. Thank you to everyone who was reading it and participating, and just it was a good feeling to know that all of you were reading the book. I did manage to read it. I kept saying that I was not reading it, but I did actually read this book. So finally read my own book club book. But yes, thank you everyone for reading. It's been so fun to have everyone participating. It's been very lovely. And from what I could tell, everyone was enjoying the book. Everyone bar Erin. But most of us were enjoying the book. So that's good. So for those that might not have read the book, a quick synopsis of this lovely book. It's about this magical creature of the forest who goes and saves these children in the human world when those children call out to this being help me, save me, someone please, and this being comes and takes them away, usually from bad situations. And he adopts them, brings them to the little forest, and there the children are safe, and they turn into these kind of magical woodland creatures that make them feel safe. And it's a huge found family thing. But unfortunately, our magical being parental figure is losing some of the magic that was keeping these children safe, that was helping them, and they are slowly dying. So they're like, what am I going to do? And then this human comes along, an adult human, very out of the ordinary for this situation. And our main character, Aeris, decides that this guy can be the guardian once he passes on. And it goes from there into lots of things. But it was very sweet, very wholesome. And we had a asexual main character and a trans man main character as well. So that was really cool. And then there was 24 children that were under this being's care. So that was very cute. I won't. Oh no, we can do spoilery things. It's the discussion. It's fine. So we'll go into spoilery bits in a minute. First up, I want to know how everyone went with reading this book. What were your ratings? I know some people have already given them in the Discord, but how did you all enjoy it? What were some of the good things you liked? What were some of the not so good things? So I ended up giving this a 4-star. I really enjoyed it. It was good. I loved the found family aspect of it. If anyone knows me, found family is my thing. And I loved that. It's gonna sound weird. I loved the trauma that was hidden underneath everything. So all of these kids have gone through some kind of trauma, and that's why they're in this little sanctuary. And I was just I wanted to know what happened to these kids and why they manifested the physical qualities that they did because of said trauma. I like trauma, apparently. It's a thing I'm just discovering. But I liked that there was that, like, underlining not so great thing, but that this book was about healing. And I loved that, you got to see these children be safe and happy, and you got to see some of them heal as well from their trauma. Like, that was super powerful. And I loved a devoted parent that is giving everything that they can to make sure these kids are safe. That was very cute. I loved the queer aspects of our asexual main character, the little kind of description that he gave on being ace. Like, that was great. And it wasn't about him being ace. It was just, here's a character that is asexual. I loved that. Love that we have a trans man, like, love interest in a way. I did not see that coming. I just thought William was just a guy. And then I was like, oh, wow, okay. Trans man, awesome. Loved it. And I love William being kind of a messy character because he obviously had some stuff going on. And seeing him get to be happy and embrace this family was very, very cute. I was interested in the magical things that were happening. I might have wanted more from that. So I think, some of the things I didn't like. Weirdly, even though this is only 136 pages, I felt like some bits were dragging, and I don't know why. It was just, there was like a slog between like 50 and 70% where I was like, can we keep moving? Like, even though good things were happening, I was like, something about it was dragging. I don't know what. I will definitely agree that I know some people had some issues with the writing. There were some bits where it was like I get it. Like, Aerys talks in this particular way. I get it. And sometimes it felt a little heavy-handed with how he would speak and, using tis. And I was just like, okay, you've used tis so many times. Like, I get it. That was kind of a lot. Also, I think just a personal thing, I like explanations. So I want to know the answers to all of the questions. And I think I wanted to know more about the magic system and, like, how Aerys found these children, what was going on with him, and, like, the ending of when he's, like, pulled into the tree. I was like, I was not understanding what was really happening to him, and so, like, I wanted to know more about that. I wanted an explanation for the tall ones, like, who are they? Where did they come from? What do they want? And that kind of thing. So there was some, like, explanation things that I kind of wanted, and maybe also some more, like, character depth. In a way, like maybe for the children. I want to know a little bit more about the children. Like I said, I want to know all their trauma. I'm odd like that. I like trauma. So, yes, hello to everyone. I'm going to skip the hellos. I appreciate all of your hellos. But I'm going to try and not waffle on for ages in this video. Yeah, I felt so bad. I was like, I just finished it yesterday. Because I was like, I need to do this. I was stressing myself out with way too many things. I was like, I just need, like, this needs to be my priority. Yes, in the Discord, Erin was saying that she did not like it as much. But yeah, like I said in the Discord, because Erin was reading the Hoopla version, and I checked the Hoopla one, and The writing seemed the same, but the vibe was different. It didn't feel as whimsical on the Hoopla version than it did on my Kindle. And I don't know why that is, but it lost a bit of its whimsy. Potentially like a formatting issue, like Erin suggested, but I don't know why. The whimsy wasn't there. 4 stars, very nice. I think that kind of seems to be about the average rating we were all giving it, which is nice. 4.5, very nice. Oh wow, the only 5-star. That's really cool. I love that this was a 5-star for you. Sorry that the rest of the books this month haven't been 5 stars, but yeah, I love that this was a 5-star for you. Yeah, I did like the fae aspects. This kind of like children stealing that is often a thing in like fae folklore, and the eating of something then means you have to stay with the fae. That was also interesting. And a bit how like there was the names thing that, you know, if you like spoke your true name or something, then there was power over you. Like that was another fae thing that I did really enjoy. And like I don't know why it didn't twig to me that William was trans when he gave his name and Aerys was like, something like that is his name, but it's not, but it is. And I was like, oh, okay, weird. I thought he just gave like a fake name, but no, he gave his actual name. I should have twigged earlier than I did. Yeah. This was also kind of a thing that I experienced. I read the first couple chapters a couple days ago, and then I put it down and I was like, I could just not pick it up. And so, yeah, it took me a while to want to pick it up again. So, yeah, I definitely understand that. It did have a fairy tale mythology type of vibe to it, of the writing and what was happening. So, yes, I did enjoy that. Yeah, okay, so yeah, that makes sense. Very cool. Yeah, I love a good found family. It's everything. I love it. Interesting. Okay. So was it just the writing that you didn't click with? Or was there like characters wasn't a fan, plot wasn't a fan? Was it just like the writing style? Because yeah, it would be interesting. I can't remember if this was the author's first work or not. I have read something else by E. Wamheim before, and I didn't enjoy it very much because of the writing style. It was really hard to follow. But this one was much better. Yeah, you know, we love a good trauma. Yeah, I was definitely getting Changeling vibes, and I loved when Aerys was like, "Oh, these like for Mika's parents." It was like, "Oh, they wanted a child that wouldn't cry, wouldn't make a noise, any of that. So I left them with a stone." I thought that was good. I was like, yeah, if that's what you expect parenting to be like, just everything's silent and perfect and nothing changes in your life, get a pet rock. It'll be more suited for you. So yeah, that was very cool. No, I think Aerys sometimes did too much. Because I think I heard something you said on Meredith's live yesterday, Sasha, where um, it was like a parent giving too much of themselves and not leaving anything for themselves. And it's like if you have nothing to give, how can you be the best for your children? you said it much more eloquently than I can put it, but like that really got me thinking about how Aerys was like doing too much. If he is constantly giving of himself to his children to try and protect them, there's nothing left of him. And like we see that throughout the story. Like he is deteriorating throughout this whole book and he's not able to protect them anymore. And I was like, it made sense with what you were saying of just there's only so much you can give before you have nothing left to give. And when you have nothing left to give to children, what's going to happen to the children? So I think definitely taking some time for yourself is the way to go. It was a good message, yeah. Very sweet. Yes, good representation for sure. Very true. Agree with all of that. Yeah, I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't get that." Like, I didn't understand that he was trans, and then it made sense when Aerys was like, "Oh, his jaw is sharper, his shoulders are broader, his voice was deeper," and I was like, "Oh my god." The magic literally helped his transition. I was like, "That's just so cool." And I kind of love in a way that I didn't pick up on William being trans before that moment because he's still just a guy. Like, like whether he's socially transitioned or medically transitioned or anything, like he's a guy still. So it didn't matter any of that stuff. I don't think I'm describing that properly, but I liked that he was just like, oh my god, this has happened, and it was so sweet how happy he was and how just confident he was. Like Ira said, is like this is the William in summer or something. And I was like, yes, this is William being his best. Loved that. It was so good. Yeah, I also thought that when he kind of like rejected or not rejected the earring, but he was like, "Oh, I don't wear those." I thought it was just a gay thing and that he was wary of being too like flashy or too like obviously gay or whatever for like protection self because obviously he had things going on. He was always covered in scars and stuff. So yeah, I just thought he was gay. But then then when I realized he was trans, I was like, oh, so much makes sense now. Yeah, that's fair. I think I just don't read a lot of this type of like fantasy, not fantasy, but what is fantasy? But fairy tale like stories. So I'm not used to the kind of pace and the vibe of it, but it was good still. Mm, yeah, yeah. So there were a lot of the children that I couldn't really pick out. I remember Mika was the baby that just still looked human throughout most of the book and was just asleep most of the time. Um, was it Eris that was always with Mika? Was always like sleeping next to him and had like some kind of luminescent blue eyes. Maybe. Um, did Pell have like the wings, like bat wings or something? Maybe. And Sen was a goblin, super cute. And June, I love June. June and William's little interactions. That hit me so hard. They were adorable together. And June was always like, as soon as William came by, June was always like running up to him. And I was just like, oh, because they were bonding over their trauma. And it was so sweet how like June was trying to care for William, but William was also like trying to care for her, and they were able to like heal together. June, like towards the end of the book, when June starts like healing herself and her like moss and flowers are going away, I was like, oh, my sweet child. So I loved June. June was probably my favorite. But yeah, it was really hard to differentiate between the children because it was just, you'd throw a name and a like 2-word description of a child, and then that's kind of all you'd hear about some children. But for the length it was, I didn't expect a whole heap of detail on the 24 children that there was. True. Very true. I wanted to understand when the tall one's called Aerys a princeling. I was like, okay, are you like a prince of this forest? Some things like that I was getting a little confused with. But again, that might just be a me thing. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, definitely not too many of the kids. And some it was just hard to remember who was doing what. That's fair. Yeah, I think some bits, it seems to be about what a lot of us were saying, was just some bits of the writing was just like, huh? So that's so cool. Oh, that's interesting. Oh my god, I want an entire fan fiction of that now. That would be super interesting if Aerys was a tall one. Because, yeah, the tall ones were always very antagonistic towards Aerys. That would be cool. I would be so down for that. Yeah, so it's like Aerys took the child away from awful parents and gave them a rock because clearly that's what they wanted. They didn't want a living, breathing child. They wanted something that was quiet and wouldn't disturb them. So they got a rock. So that was the thing he was doing. I thought it was funny. I enjoyed that. Yeah. Yeah. A definite what's happening. Oh, cute. It'll be disturbing if Atlas starts like having feathers. I think towards the end, Mika started changing, which I wanted to understand Mika's change because for most of the book, they were like, oh, he's not changing. He's still looking like a baby. And I think Aerys at one point said that, oh, maybe I took him out of that situation soon enough that he couldn't really internalize what was happening to him, so he doesn't know what kind of protection measures he needs. And so maybe he'll just like stay a baby or something. But then towards the end, he was changing a bit. So I really wanted some explanation on what was happening with Mika and why he was suddenly changing after such a long period of time. Yeah, that's fair. Like I said, explanations might just be a me thing. I like explanations. Yeah, I understand this. Yeah, the kids not feeling like individual characters. Yeah, I can very much understand everything you're saying there, Aaron. Like, it does. Yeah. The children were just children. And yeah, Aerys did feel a little. I'm trying really hard to be whimsical, which I sometimes was just like, I get it, you know, you're a creature of the forest. Cool. Can we move on type thing. Did you also not enjoy it as much? Like, yeah, what were your thoughts reading the Hoopla version? Did you feel the vibe? Also, Chopper, hello. Yeah, so yeah, that was Sen. So what I got from Sen's storyline was that she was healing her trauma. So that's why she started losing her teeth and, you know, like growing up a bit more in a way. And so her being like, I think it's a thing with all of these children that like Aris will take care of them for as long as they need this safe place. But when they heal and are ready to try being back in the human world, he will let them go. So I think what happened with Sen was she had healed a lot of her trauma and she was ready to try again with a human family. So she did the slow change, and then Aris like used his magic to kind of how to put it. He wasn't just gonna like put her as however old she was into a family. I think it was like he was going to it's gonna sound gross, but like implant her into someone so she can then be birthed into a loving family and like start over, but it'll still be like her personality. She just gets like a second chance at a happy life, which she deserves because she's a child. That's what I was getting with what was happening. That, yeah, she went to sleep and Aris used the magic to send her to a happy family. I hope she got to a family with 2 mums and a dog because I think that's what she wanted. So I think that seemed to be what was happening. But again, no explanations, so that's just kind of my theory. Yeah, definitely whenever Aris was talking, it was like heavy-handed sometimes. Yeah, so Sen had the teeth necklace, which I loved. And I also loved that some of the kids were like, oh, you know, you can use those teeth to go and cut something. And she's like, no, I just want them. And that was just, there was something just very sweet but sad about that for me. And I don't know why, but I love June. June had the moss in the hands and her scars were under it. And oh, love June. Yeah, becoming reborn. Yeah, she wasn't afraid. So I think, yeah, the like her goblin teeth in a way were falling out. So she was slowly losing all of the like protective armor, I would almost call it, that all of these kids develop in the forest. So they all change while they're in the forest to whatever kind of protection that they need from their particular trauma, was how I was seeing it. So then when Sen was healing, she lost some of those goblin aspects to her. So her teeth were falling out, and I think Aira said that her skin was becoming more smooth. And I think she had lost some claws as well. So she was slowly kind of turning more back into a human form, which, you know, humans, we're soft and vulnerable. You know, we don't have this like protection layer over us. And so she was going back to that. And then, like Sasha said, like reborn again. Side note, this teeth thing, there was a book I read as a kid. There was like a tooth fairy book. And yeah, there were like a thing in this like tooth fairy world was they were making necklaces out of like baby teeth. And that's all I could think about when reading the teeth scene. It was very cool. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I understand that. Harold the pet rock, that's adorable. So cute. Yeah, there were definitely some confusing moments in this. I think it was a real stone because he was like, hey, assholes, here's what you wanted. Mm. Yeah, Sasha said the best. Yes, this. You can't fill other people's cups if your cup isn't full. That is what this whole story was about. And way to go, Sasha, for picking that up, because I wasn't I wasn't getting that until you said it, and I was like, oh my god, this is the message of the whole book. Really good. So true. And yeah, Aerys needs to learn this, which I hope he now has learned. That's a good point. Yeah, because a lot of explanation kind of takes away the whimsy. I just like answers. Yes. Yes, exactly. Always got to take care of yourself. Yeah, I do definitely feel like there was just something missing. Because obviously, like, we're all giving it like 4 stars. Well, most of us are giving it about a 4 star. So it's like there's just some little thing. About this, I was wondering if it was a real thing. I couldn't tell if William made up this story about someone being mean to a cat, so he beat them up, just to like something to tell the children. But then Aerys seemed to think that was the truth. But then I was wondering if he was getting beaten up for, at that point, for being queer, but, you know, for being trans. Like, was he actually getting beaten up, or was this what was happening? I couldn't understand that bit. Yeah. Look at you remembering all these kids. That's awesome. Yeah. I thought it was a bit interesting to have a child named Eris when you've got like Aerys as like the main character. Out of all the names you could have chosen for a random child, probably could have chosen something else. That is so sweet. Oh, I just gotta like take a photo of that to remember that, because that's probably the sweetest thing that could come out of a book club. That's really sweet. I hope your sister enjoys it. Remind her to take care of herself. Yeah, I was asking people how to, like, how would you pronounce this name? And they're like, yeah, Aerys, good enough. And I was like, okay, cool. Finn with the drawings. The drawings were so cute. Ugh, they were all trying to like draw William being a badass and draw Aerys in like his true form or whatever. Aerys's true form, creepy, but like I loved it. I like that the children weren't afraid of it though. Like that was a nice thing. But like super cute. Kids are all very sweet. Mm, yeah, that was interesting. Like, I get what they were trying to say, because isn't there this thing with mushrooms where they have some kind of connectivity with each other? I'm mainly thinking about a episode of Hannibal where there was like mushrooms and they were all like connected in a way, like talking to each other was how they described it. Let's stop thinking of a cannibal during a live show. Yeah. Very true. Yeah. Sure, like, if our parents were decent human beings at all, we should go just say, I appreciate you. Because they did something. Sasha is amazing. And Nikki, yes. To all the parents that are doing well, we support you. Oh. I didn't know it was an enchanted object. That was cool. I thought they. Again, I'm taking from like a TV show, like Supernatural. They had a changeling episode where it was like a natural creature that was the changeling. Similar to another book, but that is a spoiler, so I won't say that. But yeah, very cool. Yeah. Oh, is this for Mika? That he didn't have enough power for that? Not sure. Yeah. Oh my god, that is so true. Wow. Oh my god, Sasha. You should have been running this live show. You were clearly understanding this way more than I was. That's such a good point, though. His parents did want him to sleep through the night, and owls don't. Because, yeah, he was turning into an owl. That makes so much more sense. Thank you so much, Sasha, because I was very confused. That is awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm definitely trying to like keep this to about an hour because, guys, I've got a really busy day. I have my nephew's first birthday that starts in an hour. So you're connecting things amazingly. Yes, the boy. Yeah, that's fair. But it is interesting that the two of you that read it on Hoopla were just like, yeah, interesting. Yes, the handsomest of boys, who's getting all the love lately because I will be gone for 2 weeks soon. So he's getting all the cuddles and all the treats, which isn't super great. But Chopper, he's still crying. So if you can hear that, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Reborn human. I really hope she's just got the two mums and a dog. This was going to be a thing I was going to ask. I had a little list of things that I wanted to say. Is that like, I don't want anyone to have to like share their trauma. But I was thinking about it when I was reading this book, and I was like, what would I change into if Aris came and took me and I got to change into some kind of creature-esque thing? What would I change into? And I was thinking, and like, as much as I love wolves, I wouldn't have changed into a wolf. I think I would have got some kind of like really hard scales and like really like pointy, like almost like lizard-esque, like pointy things, like spikes kind of around me, but like very much hard scales all over me. And just, yeah, very much lizard-like. And like, yeah, like some claws and just have to run away quickly if I can, if needed, can scuttle away or scurry, one of those. But yeah, that's what I was thinking, like hard scales and some like spikes, and claws and schmal. But yeah, tortoise shell, super cool. So good. I was also going to say, like, what are some quotes that you highlighted? Oh my gosh, the amount of highlights I had on this. So much. But yeah, there were some amazing quotes in here that I really loved. Can I like see what I highlighted? I am not well versed at. Oh yeah, I can. Wow, so many. On almost like every other page. I was highlighting. Oh my gosh, I am scrolling up so much. Yeah, okay. I had a lot of highlights. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking at all of my quotes now. I was going to say things and I'm like, let's not go into all of my trauma, shall we? But yeah, there were some great quotes in here. Yes, this. If the family you have isn't working, find your own. Because unfortunately, we don't all have an heiress. But found family, so important. So many good quotes in this. Yeah, there was a planting teeth thing. I'm going to have to look up. Hold on, I'm going to take a photo of that too so I can remember to look it up later. Yeah, I need to. Because I definitely want to. Oh, there we go. Yeah, look up all of that. Oh, that's what it's called. Very cool. Yes, so cool. So if the book had used that word, mycelium, if it had used that instead of the word roots, would that have been better? Would that have kept you in the story a little bit? And like that's very much like that's such like a simple thing that you could look up. You know, if the author was trying to go for this, it would have taken a 2-second Google search, I'm sure, just to like find the right name. Unfortunate. Oh, cool. I have not watched The Last of Us, but very cool. Okay. I can't remember what this was about, but cool. Thank you. Much appreciated. Yeah, Sasha is amazing. So, so good. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh, that's so good. I think there were only like 2 flying children. Because when they were playing a game, it's like the kids on the ground would try and catch it, and then they would pass it to one of the 2 children to fly it back to William. So they would need more flying children. You could be a flying child. That would be really cool. Oh. Being sticky. That's super interesting. I'm just imagining you like climbing up walls now. That would be really interesting though. You'd be a great hugger. Just like latch on. Be great. Yes, that was so sweet. And like also interesting because usually there's often a thing where like the masculine energy is the sun and the feminine energy is the moon. But like, you know, this is between two male presenting peoples. I don't know where I was going with that. Let's not get into whatever was going on in my mind. I'm so sorry. Canine style, yeah. Wow, that's really cute. I also just want to hug all of you. But yeah, canine, that makes a lot of sense. I like how much you thought about it, not just the like, oh, it's like a puppy, but like strong as well. Very cool. Yeah, that makes sense. Just like a protective like bubble around you. People don't see. Raccoons are cute though. And like resourceful. So like raccoon's good. You'll think about doing a reread? That's cool. I highlighted way too much. Let's see if I just keep scrolling up. Oh gosh, things are falling over. Yeah, these were his children, and this his patchwork of a family, stitched together from scraps and strangers and splintered hearts. This home was a haven, and he, guard and guardian both, would keep it so. That was sweet. I liked that. Birds found their southern nest, sea turtles found the sea, and Aris found the scared and the small. So cute. Oh, and I found this super interesting. So when in one of the early interactions between Aris and William being like what, like the stray cat that Aris keeps calling him, has like taken not offense, but he's taken something Aris has said as like a reflection of a bad thing on him. And Aris is like, "You surprised me, and my response is my own. Do not hold yourself responsible for my reaction." That hit a little hard because so often we will take other people's reactions and emotions and responses as a reflection of something we have done or said or how we look or anything like that. When, like, you don't know what's going on in someone else's mind. So they could be thinking about anything that has nothing to do with you, but maybe like their face showed something or their tone implied something else. And you're like, oh no, that is a direct like stabbing at me, but it's got nothing to do with you. And that is just such a, I think that like I always need to remind myself of that, like people have their own stuff going on and it's got nothing to do with me. No matter how it might seem, it's got nothing to do with me. So like that was a thing I had to be like, yeah, constant reminder to, yeah, not hold myself responsible for others' actions. Ooh, no. I accidentally clicked delete on one thing. I went to scroll and I think it deleted. Oh no. Yeah, so many. I'm gonna stop reading out quotes and go back to the comments. Also, weirdly, I have a framed photo of my family right next to my laptop, and it keeps slipping down today as we're talking about family. Interesting. Yes, then you stay as you are. Simply that. Love. You stay as you are. You stay as long as you like, however you like. Ugh. Yeah, that hit. That hit as well. It was beautiful. Yeah. Claws to protect and feel stronger. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Protection and its own home. That is really interesting. I did just it was a thing of like, should I ask people what they would change into, even though knowing that this is about a trauma thing. And yeah, like I won't go too in depth about why I want very hard scales and sticky outy things, but I'm so sorry for having to potentially make people think about their trauma. And I didn't know that this book would be so much like underlining trauma in this. So I'm sorry if this hit anyone particularly hard for any reason. I'm sorry about that. Right? We need an Iris in real life. Or like to just give more money and support to like child support workers so that they can have the time and energy and ability to help children get out of bad situations. Oh my god, that would be the best title for a book. Write it. Yeah, very cool. Watch me have a hyper focus on changelings after this. Yeah. Yeah. I would definitely want to be scary too. Oh, that would be really cute. Very interesting. I love how we're all so different for so many different reasons. It's really, really cool. So true. To anyone who doesn't know what a bin chicken is, it is a, what they call it, an ibis? An ibis bird. They're like white with a black stalk thing. We call them bin chickens. But very true, that's good. We're all worthy of a bin chicken. Yeah, so true. There's often a thing where it was like if a father was responsible for their child without the mother being present, people are like, oh, you on babysitting duty today? It's like, no, it is a father being a father to his child. Yeah, definitely need more like fatherly representation type thing. I don't think that was what I was going. Yeah. Hard lessons to learn. True. True. There was a lot where I was like, ooh, I just, ugh, it hit. So I had to just keep highlighting so much. I know, I'm so sorry. We will be wrapping this up in a few moments though, because like I said, I have a lot to do today and I do want to try and keep these monthly discussions to like an hour. We'll see how that goes because yeah, we might have lots to talk about. I didn't think there would be this much to talk about on a book so short. Porcupine. So cool. Mm. Yep. So true. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up there in a bit. So thank you so much to everyone for reading this, and I'm glad most of you enjoyed it. Also, because this is an indie author, make sure to put your rating on Amazon to hype them up a bit. We always want all the praise for indie authors. So next month's pick is 16 Souls. Hopefully people can get it. I didn't know it wasn't really available in America just yet. Sorry about that, but I don't have the energy to change the pick for next month, so we're sticking with 16 Souls. I hope you can read it if you can. If not, that's fine. I will also say, what was I going to say? So if anyone wants to come on and do the live show discussion with me for the next however long this book club goes, please put your name down in the Discord for next month. Say, yeah, I want to be on the live show discussion. It would be cool to have some people around. I was always just going to do the first one by myself, but yeah, it would be cool if some people wanted to come on and chat with me. And there is also the potential for whoever is going to be on with me to choose the book for the month, because there are 2 slots for co-host pick or host pick or whatever. And that never meant me. That meant whoever might be on live with me. But yeah, so let me know if you want to come on for next month or the month after or what have you, whenever I announce the next 3 months pick, which might be at like the beginning of August. I'll announce the next 3 picks. Also, if you have any suggestions for other books, I think I'm going to put in the Discord that I'm looking for a specific audio rec, because we need some audiobooks. So I do have all of the prompts picked out for which months. So one of the ones coming up in the next 3 slot is, we'll go vague and do the adult. So if you have an adult queer book that you want to read, and that it has an audiobook that is widely available, put that in the suggestions channel of Discord, and we'll have a look, see what's available. It doesn't have to be a new release, but if it is, cool. A new release just means it was published in 2023. So it could have been like January 1st. That still counts to me as a new release. But yeah, so I put some suggestions in the Discord. Let me know if you want to be on screen next month. It should be, I'm pretty sure I'm not going away any other time, so I will be able to do the first Saturday in August for our 16 Souls live show, which will be the 5th. And it probably won't be this early, because I won't have a birthday party to go to afterwards. But yeah, thank you everyone for this. Sorry. That's very true. Yeah, very true. Definitely with this book, there was a lot going on. You are welcome. Nice. Good job. Yeah, I'm not sure if there was an audiobook for 16 Souls. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry. I'm going to try and make sure we have more audiobooks available for the next lot of picks. Yes. I'm so sorry. I was stressing trying to pick the first 3 picks because I overthink everything, and I completely forgot that. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I think there is an audiobook for Sorry Bro, which is our August pick, so there's that. Yes, if you can. I didn't realize it wasn't out because it's been out in Australia for a long time. I'm very sorry about that. Yes, hopefully. And like I said, like it's a YA, so it should be quick to read, potentially. all good. This will still be up on my channel, so if you want to go back and watch the first half, you can. And I know there are some people that are obviously asleep right now because time zones. But yes, so this will be available for everyone to watch. Nice. Cool. Oh, God. From the Chuck Tingle I have read. Interesting. We shall see. I will look that up. Oh, gosh. Okay, everyone wants a Chuck Tingle. All right, well, I think you've all just picked one of the books. Thank you. Yes, so yeah, there is an audio for Sorry Bro, which is our August pick, but not one for 16 Souls, which is our July. I'm very sorry. I will try and do more audiobooks in the future. But yes, thank you so much to everyone for joining in this discussion. I've had a great time. And yep, put all your suggestions in the Discord. And if you want to join a live show, put it in the Discord. And yes, thank you so much for this. It has been great for the very first book club pick for the Queer or Not book club. So appreciative to all of you for reading the book and joining me. It's been lovely. So I will see you for our next live show discussion in August for 16 Souls. So thank you very much, everyone. Bye.